And beautiful evening, y'all. It's me and Kelly Kales. Okay, we're gonna wait for that notification to go on out. Right. We really just doing a quick energy check on in. So let me go on and pull this up while the notification goes out.
I just got the notification.
You did? Okay. And let me get the chat up so I can see. And we are using the Heal Yourself deck today. Let me go ahead and just put that up. So I like to show the deck so people, because sometimes I'll be looking at people's stuff and I'll be like, I wish they would show the deck. That's pretty. Is that so is.
I think because the person that I look at, the Erica from In the Company of Cards, and she uses the Lenormand deck. I just know she uses her own deck, and sometimes she uses the Indinka deck. Only twice she does different decks on different platforms.
Now, is the Indinka deck like for the okay? Is that like part of the Lemurian collection of cards?
No, it's not. It's regular tarot.
It's just regular tarot. Oh, okay.
But she does that on her Substack.
Okay.
And which is like in writing, which I don't know how that would go. I've never gone over to her Substack because I guess I'm more visual, so I wouldn't want to read it. I think I prefer to see the whole, situation. I got you.
We waiting for the notification to go on out. Hey, everybody.
We got 3 people in.
Hi, my loves. Happy. What's today? Is today Sunday?
It's Sunday.
Happy Sunday to you. All right, we just gonna give it a few more minutes. I hope you guys had hey Miss Kim. I am doing wonderful. How are you? I'm comfortable right now, and it's me and Kelly Kales today. Kim, can you hear Kelly clearly? Kelly, do testing.
Testing. Wonderful. Testing. I don't know if I could be heard.
Okay, I need you to mute on your end. Okay.
I did.
Okay.
I was trying to see if you could hear me, but I don't know. So they have to tell us.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait for Kim Kim, if you could just let us know if you can hear Kelly Kels clearly. Okay, she said yes she can.
Thank you.
She said yes she can. Okay, all right. Can we tap into the energy today? I don't know what you've been feeling today. So let's just talk about what's popping up in my energy field? Like the book, The Mastery of Love, is popping up in my energy field by Don Miguel Ruiz.
I have that book.
Okay. The Mastery of Love. And one of the things that I'm being reminded of is
your favorite thing about this book. I already know what you're gonna say.
Yeah, people get the right. Yeah, people get the right to be who they are. You don't have to take anything personally, right? And can I just tell you guys, like in honesty, like I'm going through this self-worth journey on another level, right? So it's another level of healing, and I recognize some things about myself today. And let's just say that sometimes you react to things, and it's not until it comes out and you're able to actually hear yourself out loud, right? That it may make sense as to what really is being taught in this season, so you don't have to take it personally, right? Like what's really being reflected back to me. Now, look at what the cards is saying. So let me just go ahead and clear the energy, okay? I want to go ahead and clear the energy and just ask for a channel of truth to come on in. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and grab my throat chakra, okay? I'm going to go ahead and ground my throat chakra. because my intention in these videos are to come with coherence, truth, clarity, and love. Okay, that's my intention. So I'm going to go ahead and clear my throat chakra. Okay, that first one lets me know that I need to do it again. The first one let me know that my throat chakra was not a little centered. Just so you know, I'm reading the energy of the sound. And when I hit my sound bowl the first time, the energy was flat. Now I have hit the energy in all four corners, and my energy feels a little bit more balanced. If you listen to the last sound of the sound bowl, you can hear the resonance stretching a lot more than the first resonance. Okay, so if you're learning and paying attention to reading energy and paying attention to sound, we're learning the difference between resonance, all right, and tuning into a frequency. So you need to know that you are no longer trying to find the frequency. You are becoming the resonance of that frequency. You are the resonance of that frequency. You are a vibration of that in which you seek. Okay? Now, if you can just go ahead also, guys, and put a thumbs up on this video, that would be awesome. And they're saying to me, don't forget your disclaimer. So let me go ahead and give the disclaimer before we get into this message. All right. My disclaimer is that these videos are not for everyone. Okay. And that is okay because we are all on different levels of this soul evolution journey. Okay. It doesn't really matter what you label it or what part of your belief system you're coming from or your inner knowing, because access is going to be based on what you give yourself permission to receive. Okay, so please know that. All right. Energy is fluid, so I can say that this feels like your energy, but it feels more like the energy that you're interacting with. So you want to go ahead and apply the energy to where it needs to be. Okay, and this is the most important.
I think I should jump.
Okay.
Because you're in the cars. You do not need me in the cars.
I wasn't in the cars, but don't shift the energy, please, because this was.
Sorry,
okay.
Okay.
No, you on here for a reason, so we just going, okay? But I just need to set the tone, all right? Because anything coming forth in sound and vibration from my voice or your voice is going to help people. And we just want to make sure that it's done in truth, love, clarity, and coherence. We are not your gurus, okay? Which means that you are required to do your own work, your own internal work. You are to become your own internal how you say? Is it when you observe? Okay, you observe yourself, all right, and you make the corrections. And I don't even want to say corrections, right? All you have to do is pay attention to the change that needs to come forth. You acknowledge that change, and then you allow change to unfold, okay? So change happens when you first recognize change is needed. It's not by forcing yourself to change. You first have to recognize that something needs to be shifted, loved, accepted, forgiven. Okay, so with that being said, I have cleared the energy and I've set the tone for this message that's coming through. And let me just tell you what the card said, and we're going to get into this conversation, Kelly, because I think it fits into everything that we've been kind of unpacking behind the scenes, right? All right, the first card that jumped out is discovery of your life purpose. And earlier today, Kelly and I were talking about passion, okay? And then the second card that jumped out is say what you mean, all right? And the energy of this conversation today is family and tribe. Okay. So let's go ahead and get into this. All right. I'm going to go ahead and set the tone, and then me and Kelly and I are going to unpack. All right. And I think the tone is very important who you call in your time of need, in your time of grief, in your time where you feel like you're spinning out, right? Because that matters. You know, and Kelly, if I don't like,
Tremendously.
before I get into
Very
that,
huge on that.
I want you to like give an example because you're really good at this, you know, because we talk about this a lot. And this is unfolding in real time, not just with people we love, but also with clients that we're dealing with behind the scene. Like we're literally seeing this energy that we talk about where your family or your relationships are really exposing things, right? So if you can just like unpack some of the things that you've been noticing, you know, behind the scenes with this energy, like it really matters who you call and how things can go left real fast in this energy.
Yeah, so one thing I always, tell Kavoy over the years and us knowing each other is that when you're, whether your back is against the wall, you're sad, you're mean, like it really matters who you pick up the phone and call in those moments because they can either lead you down a, high vibrational, path of, well, now let's take a beat or whatever, or they can set you off. Like it really, really matters, the person or the people that you reach out to in certain times in your life. Even in my sister, I'll find my sister will call you because I'm not rational when my sister calls me with a situation. I know I'm unapologetically almost irrational. If, a situation involves my sister. Or any of my siblings, my brother, my sister, but especially, my baby sister, Karen, I really don't play about her. And to me, I'm not rational and I don't claim to be. So in certain situations, I'm really not the person to call because I'm not rational, right? But I appreciate that they'll call you because you're going to give them rational, you're going to work it out and give them what they really need in that moment. Well, I'm just going to I always want to put on my black hoodie and just, you know what I'm saying? Here in Chicago.
Yeah, like
that's an example.
That's real, and we're talking about real life situations that we be unpacking behind the scenes. Sis is going through some stuff, and so I think I called Kelly the next day and I said, just keep sis up in your prayers, just keep her up, send her a lot of love and energy. And she was like, what the fuck? what happened?
Put my sister in my fucking heart.
I gotta call you back.
Damn, how my heart. How much, I'm pricing planes. I'm like, I don't even know what happened, but the whole just saying, keep your sister in your heart. I'm like, what?
I was like, she's going through a tough time right now, and I really just think, so this also, I want to also talk about this and why this is important too, right? It's important right now for you to identify your tribe and the people that really sees you, right? Not the parts of you that you may think to be flawed only, right? That you want, sorry, not flawed, perfect. Not just the parts of you that you deem to be perfect. But you also need people in your family, in your tribe right now surrounding you that actually sees you, right? Sees you even if you may not necessarily be having the best day, right? Where you may be a little short in your response, right? Where you may be a little short with your energy, right? So you don't necessarily have as much time to give to a conversation, or your mind is just, there's a lot going on in your mind, so you're not able to show up for that person the way that you normally would, right? So you want to be able to make sure that you not just save space for yourself and other people, but the people in your inner circle, like your tribe of people, also save space for you, if that makes sense. All right? So let me tell you what that looks like. That looks like, if I could pick up the phone, like right now when I jump off the phone with you guys, I gotta call my girl Danielle, right? If I could pick up the phone and call Danielle Kelly, my mama, Tanya, and absolutely totally be myself. Be myself in that moment of emotions, right? Allow myself to feel what I feel. Allow myself to maybe not so much process in that moment, because right now I'm not processing anything. I'm really just feeling, okay? Now let me tell you how that looks like, because Kelly and I were laughing at this earlier today. Because I discovered today, like, I am the stereotypical white person in the movie when it comes to how I impact energy.
Oh my God. That is such a big thing for you to find out about yourself. But that is who you are. No matter how I try to tell you, don't go back, don't go into the shed. I heard a scream. Is that a chainsaw?
I discovered, like, I am the stereotypical person in the movie that if there is, in a horror movie, when you hear a sound and they go looking, when it comes to the
right into the sand.
Listen.
Like, the thick of it. Where the screams coming from, where the blood curdling screams are coming from, she gonna go check them out. She gotta go see where the scream. I'm like, where, you better come on.
I need to know where that trauma came from. I need to understand which one of the chakras is blocked. I need to understand all of that.
In the car. I'm all the way at half. I'm so far down the road, yelling at her like, you can't hear me because you are too the fuck far away. You better come on.
Yeah.
I gotta go see. No.
Yeah.
Like not.
Oh my gosh. We were unpacking.
Unapologetically not going to do the investigation. I've been this way since she met me. I ain't going.
Girl, oh my gosh.
You just blow on me. That's why she twisted pinch and I'm blow.
Listen, I was unpacking something today with Kelly. And
that was
then,
so great when you said that shit.
Oh my gosh. And then I caught myself. I'm like, oh my gosh, girl, am I the stereotype typical like white person in the movie that be going towards the towards the sound, you know? I'm like, oh my god, that is me when it that's me when it comes to the spiritual shit. Like, I am going to go investigate. Look, Miss T said exactly, Kelly. Miss T, I'm finna go investigate. I want to understand.
And she be at the gates, and I be like, girl, don't go out there, don't go out there. I'm telling you, like, let me use my gift. Let me tell you what's out. Let me tell you what's out there. Boom, this is what's out there. Boom, 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 boom. Sorry, I gotta give it to you that way, but that's everything. So now you don't even go out. You ain't I told you everything. That's what's out there. Like, what you gotta go out there for? I just told you what's out there. No, I gotta see the why. I gotta see the why. It's like that. I gotta flip the rock over and go under the moat and do the brisket.
I gotta see. I gotta see.
And I'd be like, all right, girl.
I'm up here. She'd be like, I'm up here when you, I'm up here.
Yeah.
I'm up here.
I mean, don't make us come and have to come get you. We will. But don't go.
Yeah. So the point I'm trying to make, guys, it's important who you are calling in your time of, I don't even want to say need, but in your time of maybe where you just need to let it all out, where you just need to vent. In your time maybe where you may even need to vet the energy in yourself, right? And y'all know when we vetting the energy, we're really talking about whether you operate in a victimhood, right? Or whether you act in victory, right? Whether you're going from an aspect of where you're embracing the experience, right? Or trying to escape an experience. Because what happens when you try to escape an experience, not only does it become more intense the second time around, but it's the same energy with a different face, okay? And that's kind of like what I'm going through right now. I'm experiencing the same archetypal energy, but with a different face. And this time the face is really close to me, right? So are you embracing the experience, or are you trying to escape the experience? Because you can't escape the experience. Your soul is here to evolve. You are now on the path of ascension, and ascension means remembering, right? And even like muscle memory, Kelly, you know, like when you're trying to work out and, you know, the first couple of times in the gym, or the first couple of weeks, that shit hurt as your muscles are beginning to remember. It's not comfortable, right? Now, yeah, so are you trying to transfer energy towards somebody, or are you trying to transcend energy or transmute the energy? Like, where are you on your path? And it's not a right or wrong, it's just really about knowing where you are, so stop trying to break other people down so much and maybe start breaking yourself down. Like, I'm finding so much wonderful.
That's where the work is.
Yeah.
Because that's the only thing that's my whole, I don't need closure. And I'm a big
Oh yeah, she's big and I don't need closure.
I do not need no closure whatsoever.
Yeah, she's big and I don't need closure.
The action that make you be like, oh my God, that's the closure. That's it. Like, I can only fix myself or work on, parts of myself. But that closure piece, I ain't never needed that.
And closure is something that essentially you have to give to yourself, because somebody can tell you, this is not working, this is what I want, or this is what I don't want. You understand what I'm saying? So somebody can tell you that, right? But if you have a perception of, we can work through this in my mind, or you're just going through a phase, so it doesn't really matter what a person says. You understand what I'm saying? So closure is really only something that you can give to yourself, right?
Yeah.
Closure is really only something that you can give to yourself.
What it really means is, when a lot of people say it, is they want to know the why, they want opinions, they want it to be closed up tightly, and honestly just to be made to feel better and to get an understanding of whatever said action is that requires the closure, right? But guess what? Who broke it can't fix it.
Only person you can fix is yourself.
So my thing is, with me and my children, like, I ain't finna go ask the person that did it. The why, like, that can't make me feel better. What I gotta do is face myself. Because I'm the only person that can, unpack this, and I'm here. I'm the one still here with me. It gonna be with me. So I have to unpack all of that with me.
That's the first place to start before you can even begin to unpack anything with anybody else. Look at what Kim said. Kim said, closure is I'm done.
Closure is, that shit you did.
I do not. I do not.
I wondered if I was going to take it. I didn't. I wasn't. And I'm not. Like, because even people know when they push your boundary, but when they look up and don't see you or whatever, your presence is gone. Even the most narcissists of the narcissists are going to take into account, like, okay, what was that last straw? Now, they're going to try to push against it. But they will think, like, whoa. What's that thing I did? Like, I'm up to, like, what? Even the narcissists are going to be like, okay, what is that thing that I did that took this energy away from me? They don't think they'll lose it forever. But then once you take yourself away, that's when they have to take an assessment.
They do.
They still don't believe it's gone forever, but they will assess when they don't have it.
I think Kim is a Capricorn too. That's why Kim, Kim, you're a Capricorn, right? I think Kim is a Capricorn too, so y'all get each other. Y'all get each other. And yes, Miss T, it's the why for me. I need to understand the why. She said, yes, ma'am. See, I remember she's a Capricorn. I remember she's a Capricorn. So, I want to talk about this too, right? Because I feel like I got on here last week, and last week I did a video, and I mentioned Pluto in Capricorn, right? And y'all gonna hear me talking about Pluto and Capricorn a lot, because Pluto and Aquarius, not Capricorn. Pluto and Aquarius.
I was wondering why Capricorn. I'm like, that's going back a bit.
No. Pluto and Aquarius is really what But actually, okay, it came out that way. Let's touch on that first.
It's about the retrograde into Pisces.
Okay, so let's even talk about that, even that transition from Capricorn, right, to Aquarius. And you said Pluto is going to retrograde where? Back into Pisces?
Mm-hmm.
So it's in Aries now.
I don't know.
The reason why I bring this up, and I want to go ahead and I want to give this disclaimer, okay? Everything that we talk about in these videos and everything that I bring forth to you guys is all about energy. So whenever we are talking about anything, at the core of that thing or that person is energy, okay? So when I'm talking about Pluto, I'm talking about an energy or an archetype of energy in which is being bounced off of Pluto, okay, or what Pluto represents. It's an archetype or an energy pattern that Pluto represents, okay? And each one of the energies in all of the planets represent a aspect of you, all right? So it's not just about mastering your sun sign, you know, like I'm a Scorpio, okay? It's not just about mastering your sun sign. It's also about mastering all aspects of the zodiac wheel, all 12 aspects of the wheels, okay? All 12 aspects of those wheels are connected to your 12 DNAs. They're also connected to the 12 archetypes of the personality or the psyche within you, okay, that you need to master, all right? So this is why no matter what religious belief system you come in contact with, the message or the core message, when you take away all of the other stuff, the core message is you gotta go within. Everything is within, okay? So anytime I talk about any planet or any asteroid or even any tarot card, please know that I'm talking about an archetype or an energy, right, that you are interacting with, whether it's going on internally or it's mirroring through your relationships externally, okay? So Pluto's energy represents transformation. So when you hear me talk about Pluto, the key word that we're talking here is transformation, okay? And Aquarius's energy represents uniqueness within the group, okay? I need to be my unique individual self for the benefit of this group, all right? Now, let me tell you how that's playing out in real time right now, even as we're on this live, okay? So in real time, transformation is I am here sharing with you guys how to transmute this energy based on my experiences as well as my knowledge and internal channels messages, okay? So that would be my Pluto transformation. I'm transmuting my fear, right, by showing up here every day. I'm an introvert naturally, right? So naturally, I can sit by myself all day and dissect this stuff and take my notes and talk with ChatGPT, and I'm good there, y'all. I'm good there, okay? So what you guys may not really readily know, that although I get on here and I flow because I love, once I start talking about this stuff, this is my zone. It is not naturally easy for me to hit that live button. That's truth, okay? Like I have to literally commit myself mentally and emotionally to show up here every day because it is not easy for me. Okay, this is why I'm loving this lady on this phone, because this is who I call that's been helping me to get through this stuff, and that's really been in my ear for years telling me that I need to get back online, but I'm gonna bypass that, right? So Pluto literally is working through me right now. That's transforming my fear by showing up here daily, okay? Now, Aquarius's energy is now helping me to show up as my own unique individual self in how I'm presenting and sharing, so it's best and reaching everybody that is touched by these videos, everybody that's resonating with the message from these videos. So that's how Pluto and Aquarius is showing up in my life real time. Kelly, I don't know if you want to give an example.
Mercury is in Saturn.
Oh, see? So Mercury being in Sagittarius means that not only is that energy expand, well, first of all, Mercury represents communication, okay? That's what Mercury represents, okay? Now, Sagittarius's energy is ruled by, I think Sagittarius is co-ruler, right? So Sagittarius's energy is not just ruled by Jupiter, it's also ruled by Pisces, okay? So if we're talking about the energy that you're working through with Jupiter and Pisces, right? Jupiter energy is very intuitive, right? But it's also very expansive, and it's quick, and it's going to expand anything, and it's not expanding only positive shit. It's going to expand whatever messy shit you got going on. So when you think about the archetype of Jupiter, you need to think expansive energy, but also intuitive energy, right? This is why you can find that Sagittarius people get in trouble for their mouth, the bluntness and the sharpness, okay? Not that they don't speak the truth. They do speak the truth, but they're so perceptive that those words, okay, can be sharp and cuts you, all right?
And they clearly don't have no mood and ain't nothing to hide behind.
No emotions.
They don't know how to do the dance because they have shadows.
No emotions, right? No filter emotionally, okay? So the co-ruler is Pisces. Pisces energy here is I tend to say, people talk about Pisces is the energy of great illusions and great awakening, right? But Pisces is an energy where you learn service over suffering, right? Where you learn to create your boundaries, where you gain a deeper understanding. Because it's the last sign at the end of the zodiac sign, by the time you go through all of these archetypes, let me map these archetypes out for you, right? So Aries, the I am, this is how you establish your personality. This is the part that you show to the world, okay? Taurus, I have, okay? All right, so Taurus deals with your possessions, okay? It's very Venus-y, very it can be overindulgent, but it can be very stable energy also. This is what you have, okay? So this is who I am. Now I'm going to take what I am and apply what I have, okay? Gemini is I think, okay? That's the archetype of Gemini, I think. Then you got Cancer, I feel. So when you go through all of these different aspects, whether it's either through the moon energy that controls emotions, or you go through these aspects through the sun when it goes through, okay, hey, we're Scorpio season. Even if you're not a Scorpio, Scorpio represents your desires, your darkest, deepest secrets, your dreams, the place where you transform, right? Where you transmute energy. So we've just entered the underworld as far as energy is concerned. And when you're entering the underworld of energy, you're entering that place within you, the secret places within you. So being in Scorpio's energy right now, okay, and I'm talking about Scorpio being in the sun, that energy you can utilize even if you're a Capricorn, even if you're Aries. You utilize this energy right now from Scorpio to transmute and transform the things that no longer serve your highest or greatest good based on where you are now, because you're continuously evolving, right? So you would have had, Libra would have asked you to see what needed to be balanced, right? Okay, I think I skipped. Cancer, I feel. Leo, I will. That's your willpower, right? Virgo, I analyze. Libra, I balance. Libra's going to ask you what's out of balance in your life, okay? So by the time you get to Scorpio, you would have already identified what needed to be balanced so you can now transmute that energy, okay? So you need to pay attention to not just the sign you were born under, but each month, okay? Each 2 days, every 2.5 days, you have an opportunity to go within and see what subtle energies within you are asking to be brought to the forefront and maybe acknowledged, loved, not judged, right? This is not the season to judge. Whatever you judge, you are held accountable for. It's cause and effects, okay? And let me tell you how judgment works, okay? Judgment is going to show up in a few ways. Judgment is going to show up where you... Sorry, y'all. Pardon. Let me drink some water. Judgment is going to show up where you're not able to see another person's perception of the thing. You're only able to see yours. Judgment is going to show up where you may have some insecurities, and where you may have some jealousy, where you may have some shame, where you may have some guilt, where you may have been indoctrinated, where you may have been programmed that this is evil and this is what evil looks like, right? Judgment can show up in procrastination, okay? So whatever you put fear under, just know that judgment is linked to fear. So anything where fear is attached, you can find judgment. Okay, so the path here is not to judge. The path is to observe, right? And to allow the space for other people to be. All right, Kevin. I'm going off in a tantrum. Do you have anything to add?
I don't.
Okay. Look at the card that dropped out. The card that dropped out was morality. And this is the morality, and you know what? This is a Zen deck. So what this is, and I'm gonna tell you too, Kelly, because when you see it on the screen, it doesn't have like a
I can see it now.
right. So the arrow, whenever you see an arrow pointing down, you guys need to know that that's feminine energy. So in symbolism, whenever you see any triangles, not an arrow, I'm sorry, whenever you see a triangle, especially a triangle with a line going through it, that's a representation of feminine energy, okay? Whenever you see a triangle pointing upwards, that's representation of a masculine energy, all right? So this is letting me know, because it's gray, this lets me know that this is the Queen of Swords, okay? And the
You got water from?
yes, I do. Give me 1 second. Let me just drink some water, y'all. I do. Did we talk about that? I should have made me some tea before we jumped on. Give me 1 second, y'all.
This is putting it in palm too. I wasn't even ready.
Yes, we was unpacking, y'all.
She slammed us on the lap, and I
I
was going to
did.
say yes, because she don't do that.
Yeah, I
I
did.
had to say yes, but this is super impromptu, guys.
And y'all, she had a lot going on. She has a lot going on in, family, the neighborhood, so her energy has been allocated to other places. So I was just glad that she agreed.
It really has.
And
thank you for acknowledging that.
Yeah.
My heart and my energy been so much with Marlon and Cootie. Like, it's really been with them.
And can I share something from that experience?
I don't know.
No, not so much. No, not so much what he's going through. I think the revelation that came through about the transition. Right, the revelation that came through about that transition was actually quite interesting, y'all, because I've been mapping how when people transition is different, like everybody has a different signature. Not everybody's signature of transition is the same. And when this particular young lady transitioned, she did not transition and go to like the place like that we would consider heaven or the other side. She literally transitioned into another version of herself in another dimension. Okay, so I found that interesting when I was able to locate her energy on the other side. It was not energy where she was going back to source or she was being reincarnated. It was energy where she was still alive in a different dimension, and her soul, her soul knew this prior to her incarnation in this life. Her soul knew that, recognized that, but she forgot when she got here. But it was not death in the sense of her going back to source. She actually merged with a different version of herself. Okay, so I just want you guys to know, like, death is not what they explain to us. There's multiple things that we are still not aware of, and the beautiful thing of what's going on right now in this ascension process is us remembering. So you're going to begin to hear a lot more about what it is like when you because you don't die, you just, and energy doesn't die, it just transforms to a different form. Okay, so keep that in mind. I just thought that was interesting because I've been mapping this out for a little while now, and I've been
and we had a couple of situations. I've had a couple of passings, and the other one, the older being,
I know who you're speaking about.
Being, I never heard you react the way you reacted to that one. Like, you were like, whoa. It's only been a few times where you get whoa energy, when you go into someplace, especially when you do those kind of reading. It's always kind of fuzzy. First, you seem to get a little confused. So, like, you got to work not confused, but you got to get your sea legs. Like, what are they trying to say? Like, you got to find the common ground to make it make sense. And then, but with, like, it's only been a few times where you'll hit with the whoa. that's different.
Mm-hmm.
Like you haven't done that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So when you do that, I really, I pay attention to everything you say. But when you, especially when you do the like the whoa, like whoa, whoa, whoa to the whoa, 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 because when something is new to you, it's very interesting,
Mm-hmm.
To me. And so just seeing you unpack these transitions and what you get from them, it's never been the same. I could say they're never the same. And it's pretty cool to see it unfold with you because, like I heard you with that one, like whoa, 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 like
that was different.
Like,
that one was different.
Yeah.
That
like,
one with
that whole unfolding of that, you was just like whoa. Whoa.
That one was different. That was the first time that I've ever felt like a purgatory type energy, because that's not usually where your soul goes to. So my guys had to come in and explain your soul sets up where it goes before it moves on, right? So you can think of it like a waiting room per se, and so your soul sets that up. Your soul sets up the next event or the next nexus point, right? But if you're not aware, you can get caught in these loop where you do think you have to go to a purgatory. Now, eventually you do make it out of it, right? Eventually you do, and there's many ways that people can. And that is so not where I don't even know how we got down here, so
that's the Patreon thing.
That's the Patreon thing because I can definitely unpack more.
So just for people watching now, or if you're going to see this later, there's going to be so Kamoya's going to put the real super, like she's going to do like a lecture series that doesn't. I don't think you'll be doing polls. This will be like straight teaching and maybe slides and maybe visuals, but like very like in-depth lessons about different topics because she knows so many. And so that's going to be over like stuff that's going to be on Patreon. You'll get a little bit of it because she's not selfish. So she'll put like the Patreon classes will probably be like a 45 minutes to an hour each, and she'll give a snippet, she'll give baby steps because we don't want to, we're not holding information from anyone, but so much.
And I don't want to overwhelm anybody.
Yeah, and that's it, because sometimes I get overwhelmed. Like we were just having a conversation today, and I was like, friend, I cannot compliment this conversation, and I feel bad because all I can say is I was like, girl, I'm sorry. Like, I don't do quantum. So all of the super high stuff or the longer format things are going to be over on Patreon. Also, I had an idea that when she does the lives, at the end of the lives, maybe the weekday lives, it'll be an open forum. She's going to put her Cash App and Apple Pay and stuff like that up. And if you guys have questions, because she's being booked pretty fast, we're almost to the end. She's booked up through.
I think the end of November.
Mid-November. Yeah, mid-November, and it's like spotty. All the primo, it's spotty. So, but in the effort of like Scorpio season, her birthday season, or whatever, at the end of each live, she's willing to do, we'll see how this goes in November, your birthday month, at the end of lives to do readings. If people have questions and they want to do a donation based, or, give a reading, so that he have personal readings at the end of the lives, time permitting.
I appreciate. I'm gonna tell you. I give a shout out to my Capricorn, okay, because she is my unofficial producer. Okay, y'all. Okay, that's just
the best way, I think, because people want readings, and we're here. You're here for a purpose, so that's just a good marriage between. Because I'm a fan. I am a fan. So I'm always open. Like whenever somebody says we're gonna do readings at the end or whatever, I'm staying because I love tarot and I love me a good personal reader. So and I'm a reader, but I still love a good reading. So I just think that's a good birthday thing, and so you're so booked up, and they don't have to schedule just in real time. If you show up and you stick around, you can get a donation based question asked. Right, boy.
Because one of the things I noticed when coming back to, and I think I was talking to Miss T about this,
I can't read. Do you see what the comments say? I'm sorry that I can't see.
Hold on, let's see. Yeah. Kim just said sounds good to what you just
Okay,
said.
great. Okay. Thank you, Kim.
Is like now that I'm back, I'm a little bit more aware, guys, and this is something that you need to pay attention to yourself to. I'm not overdoing it. So I no longer do more than 2 appointments a day, okay? Because when I started to do appointments again, I was booking 3 and 4 appointments a day, and then by the end of the day, I felt drained, you know. So I'm not doing that anymore, okay? I do 2 appointments a day now, okay? And then I only do like three days a week.
Yeah, I can only do 2.
Mm-hmm.
And I get exhausted. And if it's somebody I love, I can only do 1. And I really try not to do the people that I love. You know, like my siblings and stuff. I really don't like to read my siblings and stuff because they wipe me out because I feel like I eggshell when I read for them because they don't want me to. They don't even understand what they be asking me, and that's fine. But like I have to tell my super secret Libra sister T, don't nobody want to be knowing. Like, I ain't interested in what I find.
No. Oh my gosh.
Like, it's so funny because it's like, don't nobody want to know your little stuff, you know? Because I'm the oldest between everybody. So it's just like, y'all, like, you know, people don't want you to know, but they be like, read me. And then I see something that I know that they ain't never
That
told
they don't want to
hear.
hear.
And they don't want me to know, you know? So it's like, now you ask me to do this, but God forbid I actually say what I speak. Like, you know, it's so funny. It's so funny. But it's exhausting because when I do it, I'm always like, it's exhausting when it's somebody that you love because you got to do a delegate. Like somebody you don't know, just a regular people, you know, people that we coach or whatever, or come to us. It ain't nothing. It's nothing. You know, and I have compassion and all of it. Not saying I don't have compassion, but when my heart is not invested and I could just be like, split, you know, it's gonna be split.
And then you gotta see them at the family function where you gotta check in with them daily, where you gotta
or they not gonna talk to me for a month after a week because I said, you know, like I know each of my people because I got one. If they get one, I ain't gonna hear from them.
Oh no, she'll tell them y'all need to call. No, y'all need to go call Kamoy. This one's not for me.
Yep.
This is not mine.
Please call her. Yeah,
I want to.
Because then you ain't gonna talk to me. For 3 or 2 months because you done asked me to tell you something that I ain't even asked for. Now I'm catching it.
There you go. I want to talk about this card right here, the Queen of Swords and the Morality card, right? And
can you hold it up a little bit for me?
Yeah.
Can you hold it up?
Can you see? Is that better?
I want you to hold it up.
Hold on. Okay. Can you see that? Is that better? I think it's a delay too.
There it is. Thank you.
Yes, okay. Yes. So what I want you to pay attention to, and I'm going to pull some things back. Okay. First of all, I want to point out a few things. First of all, I want to point out the green hands. Okay. And what the green hands look like. Don't that look like a little coochie coo?
A vagina.
Yeah, a little coochie coo. Okay.
And that's because I have so much on Keith. I love on Keith.
Okay, like so.
But I thought that was a vagina.
So that's also wound energy, right? Okay, so the vagina also representing the wound energy. All right. And you know, in the wound energy, that's where you create things, right? And when we're dealing with energy of swords energy, we're dealing with energy of your words, okay? So what this is saying now, that you need to make sure when you speak or what your morality is based from, just know that this is coming from your essence. You should not, and also, can you see the green mouth up here? Right?
I all of that. I noticed that.
Now, I don't know if you can see how there's like links of chain. Do y'all notice how like it's chained? You notice that? Right? This is an energy here where your morality is based on your truth. You're going to have to speak from a place of your truth. Okay? Now, watch what supports this energy. Now, remember, Swords energy represents your words, okay? Swords energy is air energy that has to do with your thoughts, your thinking, your mind, your words.
Let me say this. With Sag and Mercury, words are going to be coming fast. Fast messages,
Fast
communication.
Fast communication, okay? Now, you also have the existence card, and this card is the Magician card. All right. And let me just let you know, when we're dealing with magician energy, you know the magician represents Mercury's energy. That's the energy of communication and thinking. I can't make this shit up. This is also going to request for you to fine-tune your perception. Now, keep in mind, whenever we're dealing with the magician energy, also, we're also dealing with the energy of the 4 elements, right? So we're dealing here with air, water, fire,
I think this is
earth.
what we dealt with earlier. Very much. The reaction, then the come down.
Now, let me show you how that's playing out, right? Air is your thoughts, your thinking, right? And so if your dominant energy is air energy, the way that your relationships are going to be affecting you in this season is through your thoughts. So you're going to have to man your mind. Pay attention to your thoughts. Pay attention to the conversations you're having with yourself about other people, but most importantly about yourself, okay? And really pay attention to do your words or your thoughts to how you think. Because look at this. If you look at this card and see how she got these clouds around her head, like your thoughts, even yourself, and even if you look at how her face is boxed in, right? Her mouth is boxed in. Have you been speaking your truth? Especially when it comes to your family and your tribe.
I know you're a prisoner of what you're indoctrinated.
Yeah. This could also be your belief system.
That's what I'm getting.
Your inner knowing.
Because I know somebody that's a prisoner of what they indoctrinated by. And it manifests as crabby, not happy with nothing, and I
jealous of other people that seem to have more freedom than they do. Right?
I fear self-sabotage.
So 4 elements, air energy is your thoughts. You got to pay attention to your thinking. If you have a dominant air energy, okay, and air energy is going to represent Gemini. Is going to represent Aquarius. And it's going to represent, what's I'm missing one. Gemini, Libra. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. It's going to represent Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, okay? Those are the air signs. So if you have a lot of dominant energy in that area, a lot of what you're going to have to be working through are going to come through your thoughts, your thinking, okay? So if you find your mind racing, you definitely want to pay attention to what you're meditating on. Remember we talked about yesterday, you meditate all day, every day. Either you're meditating mindfully, where you're paying attention to your thoughts, or you're meditating mindlessly, where you're just letting your thoughts run rampant, okay? Now, if you're dealing with this energy from the perspective of water, a lot of water energy, Scorpio, Pisces, and what's the other Scorpio sign? Cancer, water sign, right? Those energies going to be emotionally based. So the way that your relationships are going to be getting you is going to be through your feelings. Your feelings going to be getting hurt, okay? Now, if you are a fire sign, you're going to have to pay attention to your actions. Fire signs, Aries, Sagittarius, and what's the last one? Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo. Okay, so Aries, Leo, Sagittarius is your fire signs. Watch your actions. So you want to be able to take action, right, or to respond where you're not reacting, okay? So don't react. Yeah, don't do things to get a reaction. Don't give ultimatums, okay? You don't want to do that. Especially coming up towards the end of this month at the anorexic degree of what?
Scorpio.
Okay.
29.
Okay.
Scorpio hit 29.
Okay, yeah. Okay. So now, last one but not least, earth signs. Okay, we are dealing.
I think that this happening this week, by the way.
It is.
Tomorrow, I would like to do the energy of the week.
Okay.
because it's a lot. We got trines. It's a lot of very good stuff happening.
Okay, so we can definitely do that. Now, keep in mind, this is a forecast of archetypes and energy and how you navigate it and how it shows up in your life, right? So even all of your great texts tell you that you are not just dealing with people in flesh and blood. You're dealing with principalities and powers in higher places that you know not of. They're talking about astrology, people. They're talking about energy. Okay? All right, so please know that.
Can I say that?
Okay, so now,
and can I say something else?
Mhm.
Can I just also say, for whoever is here and whomever's going to watch this, just like you found us on YouTube, thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. You're welcome. And go down if you're interested in us. And like I say, and I'm a huge astronomy enthusiast. I have to know where the planets are. I can't literally, I'll tell you, I can't move. Tap into what the planets are doing. Just find the geophysicists, and then you will really understand so above, so below. It's so interesting.
You start to see it playing out in your life.
Yeah, like it's like when I talk to Kamoy on the phone, and I do my planets and stuff on Sunday morning by 6 o'clock, and I did them, but I just not ready to present them to you guys right now. However, when I know what's going on and I do my own research, and then I just go outside in my own neighborhood and I can see that, and I'll be on the phone with Kamoy and I'll be telling her the placement, like, girl, I'm seeing this Mars and Scorpio.
And you see it. You literally see it.
And I'll be like, I'm fortunate, like I'm not working right now, everyone, but I also see the safety in that because it's crazy.
We call it working your planets.
Yes.
That's what we call it, working your planets.
I was like, friend, I'm gonna go right inside because I know what it is, and it's been times where I have stood down because I know what's going on. That I have been safe. I have been safe. I have ease. I have a very easeful life. And that's my mantra. I need peace and to have an easeful life so I can give space for the things that I don't know that's coming. Because as I get older, even the things that I don't know what's coming, they affect me. They affect me. Like the losses, God bless Marlon and Cootie, the losses last week hit me so hard that I had
to take it to the bed. Yeah, you have to take it to the bed. Yeah. She had to go.
I could not move because I felt them, because I love these people so much.
I want to just add right there too, for the earth energy, which is a good way for me to go ahead and add this right here, and then you can go ahead.
That's what I want to say.
Yeah, the earth energy, right? The what Kelly just explained is perfect. Earth energy, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. This is going to be happening in your physical. You see how she had to take it to the bed? So this is playing out in your physical environment. Things are happening in your physical environment, okay? So this is how this energy is coming down. Now, it's not that it's not going to affect you in all of them, okay? Go ahead. I'm sorry, Kevin.
It put me in sensory overload. To the point that I knew enough because I wanted to flee. I was like, I should walk. I should go to a cell. Like I thought about all of the things that make me happy.
Yeah, you're thrifting. Yep.
But I was so chaotic on my inside, and then grief was so heavy because I felt them. And it's two people. One person passed, but I could have never imagined that I would be so. And I don't know her. How about that? I don't know her, but I know her big brother, who is one of the most loving souls that I know on this earth. And you know how I feel about her brother, and how her brother feel about me. I'm a Capricorn, and I know you love me, and he a Capricorn, right? So her brother, I love, and her partner, I went to nursery school with, and that's who my mama wants me to marry.
Yeah,
like
that's.
My mama loved him, so
that hits a wholly different way. Yeah.
I couldn't even walk. I had to realize if I go outside, I won't be aware. I won't be able, because I'm very self-aware and I could see behind me. I knew that if I would have taken all of that energy outside, I would have just been a man. I feel like I would have been a mad woman. I wouldn't have blind. I would not have had my spidey senses up because I was just flailing in grief. So the best use of that flapping and all of that emotion, with everything I know of how to package things and where to put it and what different. No, in that moment of feeling so much, I had to take it down.
And you have to. You got to know yourself.
And my body appreciate it because I'm not a day sleeper. I don't lay down. When I tell you, I would sleep like out, like the energy met me there. They unplugged me. They let me go to sleep, and I woke up like, let me call. Should I call? Like, was I feel? I did an energy check. Like, oh my God, I went to sleep. And then I didn't feel bad. It still felt the same. And I just all I could do was roll back over. Like I'm not a day sleeper. And I had to sleep. Those feelings exhausted me.
That's balancing your nervous system. That was your body telling you what you needed to do. So that's another thing too. And I just want to watch the time, Kelly, because I know I had you on here for about 1 hour and 10 minutes now.
When you got me, you got me.
Okay, so I want to just say that's important too. Paying attention to when you do need to take it on down. Paying attention to when you are on sensory overload, right? Because if you've reached this channel and you've been checking in and tapping into the videos, that's
is not the way. We're here to let you, and we're here for you. She's back. We're here. Don't flee. This is not the time to flee. Yeah. Whatever you feel, you have to sit in it.
Yep.
Sit in it and do whatever you're told to do in that time. Trust that feeling because it can get you to the other side. If you run from it, like if I would have gone outside, I promise you, a bunch of calamitous things would have happened.
It would have exploded you, yeah.
No, but like I would have left my Metro card, or I would have had my headphones, or just
you were distracted.
Just things would have been really calamitous. It's just the word I can say because calamitous when I knock stuff or when I just walk through my apartment and all of a sudden
that's what you call clumsy, yeah, just clumsy stuff.
This is so calamitous. Like this never failed, and I never fall. And I'm like, boy, I fell twice. I don't fall down. The world was doing something real interesting. Like I literally fell down twice in 1 week.
I want to add this too, right? Your high, whether you call it your highest self, whether you call it God within, whether you call it source, whether you call it the universe, whatever whatever, right? That part within you is never going to speak to you harshly and tell you that you're not worth anything, that you're never going to be anything, that you're stupid, that you're never going to be loved, that you just should be feeling guilty or you should be stuck with shame. So I want to distinguish when we talk about your higher self or God within speaking to you or this source speaking to you, Buddha, no higher master or ascended master that has transitioned, no ancestor or spiritual guide that's here to come in and help you, right? No guides from other planets or star systems or energetic systems that are coming in to give you channel messages or coming in to give you information to hurt or harm you. God or source itself, or herself or himself is not coming in to give you information to harm or hurt you. So any information when you are sitting quietly and you hear you ain't shit or you ain't never gonna be this or you're not loved or you can't or making you feel low or making you doubt or making you question, just know that is not the voice that you need to be listening to. Okay, so source is always going to check you, right?
That's your negative self-talk.
Okay. Or sometimes it's other people's talk, right? Sometimes it's other people's energy. And especially if you're an empath and you feel other people's shit. This is why you said earlier, Kelly, it's important who you call because who you call is important. Because once you get off that phone and you sitting and you hear those thoughts fly, that might not even be your thoughts. But you just sat and had a conversation with someone for an hour about why your dreams is not going to happen based on their limited mind and how they view themselves, right? And now you and your spirit and your inner man battling somebody else's thoughts about your life, your dreams, right? So just know that your highest, greatest good within you, whatever label you put on it, is never going to come at you to belittle you and make you feel like you're less than. It will check you and say, now, you know that was selfish, right? Or you know you a hypocrite, right? But you know what you got to do. You have to go apologize. You know what you got to do next time. Maybe deliver that a little bit more softly. Maybe did you take the time to stop and think about how they felt about, like it's always going to get.
Also tell you when you're being too small for the space.
Yeah.
You're trying to fit yourself.
Yeah. It's going to be there for your highest and greatest good.
Yeah, you're not supposed to fit in here.
It's about evolution.
That's what give me. Yeah, this don't work because it ain't supposed to work.
Okay, so stop trying to force yourself in spaces where you're not meant to shrink. Right? And stop stepping into spaces and shrinking yourself when you're meant to expand. It's like, so just know that the energy is.
I'm bougie with my energy.
Oh,
I'm so fucking bougie.
That's one of the things I can say I absolutely love about you. Like, she protects her energy at all costs.
I'll come in and I'll be pleasant, but what I see, I can't do nothing but acknowledge it and
So, I just want to say, if you have not been told that you are loved today, we love you. If you have not been told you are awesome today, you are awesome.
So awesome.
Okay, if you have not been told today that it is in your imperfections where you find what you consider to be perfection, let me just remind you of that. You're here to evolve. You're going to make mistakes. Everybody's not on the same path of evolution. You don't have to take everything personally. You can be happy and allow somebody else to be stinky and nasty. You can, right?
Don't match the energy of your trespass. I'm a huge proponent of that. And it's easier said than done. But if you think about it, just don't match the energy of your trespass, and you don't have to, because then you them.
Yeah.
So then how you going to tell somebody apart in front of you if you're mirroring their energy? Just rise.
Remember, you meet no one but yourself. That's where we are now, right? So we're at the stage in the game now where you don't get to blame your parents. You don't get to blame your ex, right? You don't get to blame the kids. You don't get to blame your siblings. You don't get to blame your co-workers, right? No, it's time for you to take accountability for how you feel internally about what it is that's transpiring in your life and your role that you played in it. Whether that's through your thoughts, your feelings, your actions, or maybe even your physical existence, the house, the car, whether it's keeping up with the Joneses or whatever, right? Just whatever it is. You don't got to try no more. You can just be.
Right? Come back tomorrow because the placements are this is a really good week energetically. You can really make some, get your thoughts together, get your manifestations going. It's harvest time.
Don't forget the journals. Pull the journals out.
Yeah, we're going to get into that tomorrow, the energy of the week. And maybe for the rest of October. Well, I guess that's this week. Then we're going to get into that. So you can make this energy useful. Even though, so this is what you get from knowing what's going on. You know how to use it for yourself. And at this time, when you get your personal universe together and straight, what's going on outside, it don't affect you. As long as your universe is tight.
Yeah.
So we're about the business. I'm about the business. We're about the business of helping people to get their personal universe peaceful and easeful. And with this information that you're getting here, we can help you to do that, navigate life, with peace and ease, so that you have space when the unexpected things come up, because they're gonna come up. But it gives you space to have it. If your universe is together, you can handle the ups and downs and the unexpected things that hit you. You have space for it. Just like I didn't expect what happened in Chicago this week. But, I have to say, I'm not working now and things like that, and I did not have anything on my schedule, fortunately, so I was able to take care of myself, and give myself what I knew I needed at that time. And it's all serendipitous that I could. And I appreciate that. That's the part of the gratefulness that pulls me out of that energy. But I don't go to, oh, why her? So no, I don't do that. I know better. But I know when I get up, to be grateful in that, I'm grateful that love I take love very seriously, and one, to let me know how much I really do love, that I feel this and I feel them in the manner that I do. And even the conversations I've had on some of their behalf since it happened. I've been on the phone for like 3 or 4 hours. And that's
a lot of energy too. Yeah, that's a lot. Your social battery would be tapped out, especially because that's a lot. Because that takes you not just into what's going on with the tragedy, but that's also taking you into other realms of what's going on with the people that you're touching bases too. So it's like,
And I love them.
Yeah, so you gotta, so. Well, on that note, my loves, we're going to be back here tomorrow unpacking the energy and maybe giving you some mystical, strategic placements and how you can move in this energy. Because remember, it's not about getting stuck. Understanding the archetypes, the allegory, of the energy, and being able to find the patterns and how they connect, then you can begin to see it and move accordingly. You don't have to take things. So, you can just be like, okay, I see you. The moon is in Scorpio today. I see you want to fight. Nah, So, because wherever you give your energy and you give your attention to is what's going to expand, right? So your energy is your currency. Your energy is your attention. That is your currency, okay? And it's all about your energetic currency right now. We're in the Quasi era. Everything is moving in quantum speed. You are evolving in quantum speed, okay? So you also need to pay attention to what your body is saying that it needs. If you need a nap and you have an opportunity throughout the day to take a nap, then guess what? Take that nap, okay?
Yeah. All right. Not even a napper, but give your body. This is definitely the give your body what you need. I'm super, I'm kind of medical and sciencey. Give your body what it needs. Listen to your body. People. Hydrate.
Yes, definitely.
We're in the end of allergy season, so people that may feel sniffy or feel like you have the flu, if you live in places that have trees the leaves are falling, that is the second allergy season. It's just like when they're blooming. A lot of us don't know that. I had to be a whole ass adult before I knew it was 2 allergy seasons. So take your allergy medicine, hydrate. It's black seed and oil of oregano season for germs. So get your herbs up.
And then that's probably something I could touch to. Like I can probably tap it in a Reiki level to let you guys know exactly where in the body, if you're picking up certain things energetically, what channel that is and what that may mean energetically, because it's not just about eating right anymore, right?
Then you have your pen. You should write a note because that's a Patreon, Reiki.
Okay, Reiki.
That's for Patreon. You can give a little synopsis for like 15 minutes or so, but that's very detailed, and that could be that because you are a Reiki master. So I think that's a Patreon thing. You can give a little scope, a little whatever. But I think that's something that people are very interested because it's so much and so well that's long. You don't need any interruption. You don't need a live for that. I think that's something you should put someplace else that people can sit down with their notebook, stop it, pause it, take note. You're a Reiki master. You're a master in a lot of things. That's one of the things that I can say. You are a master. And that should be like a class that you teach.
Okay, duly noted.
I mean, you're fucking certified. So anything you're certified in, everybody, I love us here on this channel. But you are a master teacher, friends. So some of it, we're kind and we're going to get into these energies and teach people how to navigate this. But the lessons and the certifications and all this knowledge you have, it needs to be over there on Patreon. You have kids in college.
Okay, y'all. On that note, producer has spoken, okay? So I'll break some stuff down to you guys, and if you guys are interested, I will be starting to put up on Patreon starting next week. I'm working on more content this week so you guys can have more in-depth information. Content. And also, Kelly, I don't know if the energy tomorrow can lead us into talking about the empath and the savior complex, because I feel like they really need to be aware of that in this energy, right? Really need to be about know what the empath and the savior complex is in this energy, because you do not need to go trying to save nobody in this energy. People are going to be pulling on you, and you need to know the difference between how and not even how, where, and when to give your energy, right? So I don't know where the.
So what I will say is, just so, because we're on a Sunday evening, so I'm going to tell you what the word of the day tomorrow is in the energies for the people that are here. And the word of the day tomorrow is squander. Venus in Libra quincunx.
Okay.
Venus in Libra quincunx in North Node and Pisces asks you to adjust how you handle money, relationships, or time. Avoid giving more than you can sustain. Aid programs or funding may be cut as Mars and Scorpio quincunx Chiron in Aries stirs collective frustration. Strategic compassion helps redirect resources wisely. What am I wasting that I could instead nourish me or others? What am I wasting that could instead nourish me or others?
Okay, I think that's gonna fit perfectly with the why you need to understand the the empath and savior complex, right? That said it perfectly. It said something about what do you need to nourish yourself or others, right? And sometimes as empath, what we do is we think we need to nourish somebody that's healing, or say they healing, or because you feel people's shit, so you have compassion for other people, and really you could be standing in a position where retro karma could hit your ass because that person's just not doing their work, right? So I think it's important for us to understand what that is. And now if we don't get to it tomorrow, please know that that's a video that we're going to be doing with that. If I don't get to go through this with Kelly tomorrow, I will be doing a live on that this week, because that is very important in the Quasi era. You need to understand who you are as an empath and what that savior complex look like on different levels and how it plays out, okay? On different levels, okay? One level, it can be playing out as a people pleaser, right? Just to get you an aspect of how that plays out, okay? So we're not going to get into that now. If we have time tomorrow, we can unpack that, because the energy definitely kind of hints at that based on what Kelly just read. And if we don't get to it, we'll unpack it later on this week. So on that note, Kelly Kells, I don't know if there's anything you want to say to our amazing soul family before we jump on out of here.
No, I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Okay, so y'all know the deal. You want to go ahead and do something kind for yourself, because you absolutely positively should. You are amazing. You are awesome. And you are now remembering who you truly are. All right, that is what the ascension process is. It is the process of remembering, right? And then you want to go ahead and do something kind for somebody. Maybe not because they deserve it, but just because you have the power to do so, right? And just so you know, happiness and joy is contagious, okay? And that's how we're going to end this, y'all. I appreciate each and every one of you. I love you guys so much. And I'm going to see you guys tomorrow. Have a wonderful evening, all right, y'all? Get those journals out. Get the journals out. I'm going to see y'all tomorrow. Bye, my loves.
Bye, guys.